phone. And
Yeah.
even if you really want to be good, you text about 20 minutes before the time he said, hey, I'm looking forward to talking to you. You know, is it still good for 6? And she's like, yeah, okay, cool. Then you talk to her. Now, once you get a vibe, and you got to do a combination. You can't stay platonic. If you stay platonic, you're gonna slide into the friend zone. You have to give a little bit of sexiness. Damn, girl, I had to go back and look at your picture before I came on. That red dress, oh my God. Slide in something. It's like,
Yeah.
it's on the edge of being inappropriate, but it's not inappropriate. Don't say what's your favorite position, or I can't wait to have you bouncing up on top of me. Like, oh, like that went too far. Just
Yeah.
enough to where you realize that you don't look at her like your sister or your mom. So just a little bit to say, I am a man, I have testosterone, and I'm interested in you, and you are a woman. And then you go back into talking about, hey, how was your day? Whoop, whoop, whoop. And then look, hey, I'm not trying to rush you, but I need to see you in person. Like, I really would like to da 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 da. When can we set this up? And this is the biggest thing I can tell you. If you are interested in a woman, ask her out on a weekend date. I should be charging for this. And do not ask her after Wednesday. Anything after Wednesday is an insult. What that says is, I done gone through all my little options. Everyone else said no. So I'm just going to hit you up Friday night, talking about what you doing, what I should be doing, what I've planned earlier in the week, not today.
You
So
up?
yes, you up. You up.
I want the sister to answer, but somebody in the comments said that they were speaking to a woman, and she said she expressed she's a cinephile. I have no idea what a cinephile is. I didn't know if you could pull that comment up, or the person can actually explain.
Isn't it a movie?
No, it was
CINE?
CINE file. Like,
yeah, that's cine is movie, so film. So I'm like, she in
no,
film?
I don't think it was that she was a person in the comments. Please educate me on what that lady was expressing that she was. And lady in the amazing silk kimono with the butterflies on them, please.
Miss Winter.
Miss Winter.
So I would say that a lot of men actually scan my profile first and then try to shoot the shot. So a lot of men lead with Christianity or money. Like, those are the two most prevalent routes that I get. Have you listened to the new Maverick City? Like, please, like, I'm still a person.
How do they lead with Christianity? Like, they're like, have you seen that new Snyder cut of the Bible?
No, that's what she just said. She referenced the gospel worship tour that's happening right now.
Yeah, it's just crazy.
Wow.
So I just feel like for me personally, I feel like humor gets me every time. Like, just act like you have some freaking personality. Be yourself.
A pinch.
Just a piece. Yeah. That will get people much further than just what devotional are you reading this week? Like, seriously, dude.
Nobody has really, no one, I refuse to believe that somebody has literally asked you, what devotion are you reading this week?
Oh, I get it all the time. I wish I could screenshot my DMs.
They will be whatever they think you want them to be.
Yes, absolutely. Like most men, because, I'm very open about my faith. Yancey is as well, but a lot of men think, okay, let me go that route. She's looking for someone that's
They said, praise the Lord.
Yeah. Like, it is in
so you don't get the Grand Rising Queens. You actually get the, like, God bless, like, God.
What? See, for me, I don't put anything on my profile. So when I was on dating apps, I wouldn't put anything on my profile that told you about myself. And I keep my dating stuff private from my social media, because if anyone has my social media, they know everything about me. And I feel like I just handed them my diary. So that's why if they ask what I do for a living, I'll be like, oh, I'm in communications. I'll be really, really vague, because otherwise they just
Yella no.
It's pretty crazy.
Yella's been a fake Christian a few times to get in. Yella's
and
my boy.
Because they are so far and few between, they nab a lot of us. Like, they literally nab a lot of us if they play the role long enough. Like, I've been got before, so trust me, I know. Like, they played the role because we are taught to pursue such a narrow pool of men who look like this, talk like this, walk like this, profess like it's this whole little thing that we're chasing after. And what I find is that oftentimes they're the most jacked up, snakish ones that you ever want to deal with. But I do feel like, it's just presenting whatever they think you're most attracted to, and lo and behold, the ones that pretend that they have money.
Oh, Jesus.
It's ridiculous. It's pretty bad
Sorry,
out in these streets.
it's
So
the pickings are
Can I
so
ask you one more
slim.
question before you?
sure.
Can you tell me a story where you threw a man an alley oop and he completely missed the ball?
That was my recent story.
I feel like that was my recent experience.
It's a safe space. Let's talk about it.
But
He says on Instagram.
right, it's a safe space. Yeah,
It's a
I
safe
feel
space.
like
Yeah.
if I give you my number, because most men don't have my number.
Hello,
That's the
Winter.
first thing.
Girl,
Like, I don't give my number out like that. It is
That is
very
the
few
holy
men that
grail.
can be like, oh, I got Winter's number. Like, most men don't get my number. If I
Okay.
say, hey, like, this is my number, give me a call sometime, and you don't catch that hint and you never call me, don't circle back 3 months later. I'm not interested. Like, I just, it's,
What
I
if
gave
he
you my
what if he
number.
had to end the
That was the
relationship and
end.
it took 3 months for him to end the relationship? He wanted to make sure it was all clean cut before he called you, you know?
No, I
Boy,
feel like for someone like me, like you literally got the digits. That is so hard for a man to get. And I try to do it. Honestly, I offer my number to men I'm interested in because I know how difficult it is. Like women have to remember, like men get nervous too,
yes.
especially if they are very interested, they find you very attractive. So I personally try to make it a little bit easier on them by if I'm, interested as well, I'll be like, hey, here's my number. Like, give me a call sometime. Like, literally, it's just, I don't know. And he circled back and was like, I didn't even pay attention. I was just like, I moved on now. Like,
How long did it
my,
take him to circle back?
like 3 or 4 months. It was a while.
Oh, okay,
Like,
that's a while.
that was too long. Like I could have even give grace over a month. You know what I mean? Because people get busy. But 3 to 4 months, like, come on now. I'm good on it. And sometimes I feel like it's them having the big pools of women they're trying to sift through to figure out what they want to do. So yeah, I'm good on that. I
think
just
that they either just want sex. So usually, this is why I say a long time ago I had given up dating because I don't feel that. Well, I don't want to say I don't think it exists. I don't know that a man exists of what I need. And it's not like I'm asking for something crazy. It's not the typical list that someone might think of. Oh, it's this dollar amount. It's mostly what's in his head. For me, if I talk to a man and I'm not mentally stimulated, I can't handle it. If when you call me, you have nothing to talk about, I dry up like the Sahara. If all you could talk about is, hey, what did you do today? What did you eat? Oh, what are you getting into? I can't. To me, the people that I have fallen in love with are people that I can sit there and we can debate. We see a post and we're like, oh, what do you think about this? Like, if you could stimulate my mind, the rest will follow. I mean, you can't not have your side teeth, but I'm just saying, like, if you were in any way decent looking, then I can.
Wait,
I
so
can
side
do
teeth ain't important? What you need side teeth for?
who?
I lost my tooth here. Hold up. So wait, hold up.
They
This
can
one
be
right here.
replaced. My comments
For
are
what?
over your picture.
I'm literally missing one tooth, and I
You
still
can
do
get
fine.
it. Can get. I'm not talking about your life. I'm talking about my ministry. I don't mind helping somebody if they want to get it replaced. That's fine. I got my front tooth
No,
chipped when
front
I was
tooth
in
you got to
fourth
get
grade.
replaced. That's essential. But a side tooth, nobody knows is missing.
You said nobody knows it's missing, but yet here we are talking about side teeth. Obviously, the secret is out. So I'm just saying.
I'm on blast now. Hey,
No,
what
I'm
the funk?
saying.
What the funk ain't got no side tooth? Okay.
I'm
I
no, I'm
can't
saying if a
deal.
person could see, right, exactly. If you don't see, you don't see it. All I'm saying is that for me, I'm big on smiles. So, and those can be fixed. I had somebody who crashed into me in fourth grade, and it jacked up my front tooth. And so I hated my smile for like the majority of my childhood up until I was 18. I ended up um working for an orthodontist, and she hooked me up. I just really like
You
smiles.
do have an absolutely amazing smile.
Oh, thank you. But I wasn't comfortable smiling until, my
Yeah.
teeth got fixed. So I just
Okay.
think that teeth is like, I associate it with hygiene and, things like that. Like if I could visibly see plaque, I don't care how sexy you are. I'm like, like if I can actually see build up on you, I just want to get my scraper tool and just get in there and work that out.
That's your kink, really? Yeah,
that is,
that's what you're into. That's what you're
I don't
into.
want to do it, but I want to send you to a professional who does.
Oh,
Or if they're
okay.
highly yellow, it's just distracting to me. But anyway, the point is that a lot of times men will assume that certain women have all these men in their DM, and it's true that they do. However, they're not eligible. They are not even remotely eligible. It's like the American Idol auditions where they do the interviews just for fun, the auditions. We know they're not even remotely being, considered, but they make for good entertainment. And what I mean by this is I'm not even going off of looks being shallow. I'm saying these men do not even know how to have a conversation. I'm so serious. I really think that they don't understand. And I think that they also put certain women on pedestals and think that they want to be, treated a certain way that's just ridiculous, or they think that there's some special way of talking to them. The reality is she said yellow means yield in all spaces.
I saw that.
Done.
Yeah.
I'm done. I'm done with you. That was good. That was good. See, I'm just following the laws of the land. Yield. I yield when I see yellow. That was good. Sorry, I had to break it and talk about that. But the thing is that, and he said overgeneralizing. I am speaking about my dating experience. I don't date women. So I am going to speak about males. That's why I'm speaking about males. So the guys are not coming in and having a conversation. And to be honest, I have extremely stimulating conversations with women. Winter came over, not long ago, and she and I and another friend from Instagram, we were going at it for hours, just we were talking about theology. Like, I mean, it's like, so I'm just saying, like, why are my female friends having more stimulating conversations with it? Why is my 17-year-old son having more stimulating conversations with me than the men sliding in my DM? So it's just, and then it's like they just don't take charge. One guy said to me, he said, oh, he was in another state. He's like, would you come, what did he say? Would you come see me if things progressed or whatever? Why is the woman having to fly out? Like if I was a guy, I would come to the woman's city. I would make sure she was comfortable.
No, because
I don't.
No, a man is supposed to fly you to his city because the man knows his city. If you want to actually show a woman who you are, you got to show her your environment. You don't want to go into a woman's element because then it's like you're dependent upon her to like, hey, well, where should we? Like, you're not in your element. It's always smarter to fly a woman to where you already are known and you have hookups and
I understand that from a logistical standpoint. I do understand that. I don't disagree with anything you're saying. However, as a woman, my time is very valuable. So if you're flying me out, I'm leaving my office. I'm leaving what I'm doing. I'm leaving my comfort zone. And I'm probably not spending the entire weekend with you. So now I'm in another city, not doing what I could be doing at home. So for me,
you're on a leash to your home, where some women actually want to escape their environment.
I'm not a leash.
Have a whole different.
As I sit here in Atlanta, no, I'm not a leash. As I'm being flown out to another state next month, I'm not in a leash. I'm simply saying, if I'm just getting to know you.
I see you, Winter. I ain't hearing nothing she's saying right now. I see you.
I'm saying, let me explain. I'm saying for a first date, if I don't know that I am into this person, this is long distance and this person's trying to get my attention on a first date, I do not want to have to uproot myself for the entire weekend or however long to go on a date that I don't even know if I'm into him like that. Now, if it's
even if he's paying for the flight,
that's a lot to go through. Flying across,
all you gotta do is get on the plane.
I spent my entire day yesterday on the plane. That's not fun.
I'm worth it.
See, she's saying she's worth it, but I'm saying I'm worth it for the reverse. I'm saying I'm worth you being the one inconvenienced to have to come to my city.
So I don't think that's fair. See, I think that's putting too many restrictions. Now, I do agree with getting to a level of comfortability. I wouldn't do it with every guy. Let me be clear. But if I feel like I'm comfortable with the person, like, you know, I've checked out some things, I'm not against it. I feel like sometimes we make things too difficult, and I think it's nice to kind of switch it up a bit.
On
like
the
for
first
me,
one though,
yeah, I'm not against it. Not against it.
I'm just
Especially
against it
you
on the
can
first
put
one.
safety in place. You're not staying with him. You can get your own hotel. You can hit up a friend that's in the area. You can drop your location to that friend in the area. You can have an escape plan. Like I'm not against it. I really, really, I'm not. I feel like sometimes you got to do different to get better results. And sometimes we get so stuck in what we're used to, we don't ever step outside of our comfort zone. And we always ask men to be creative, but sometimes it's easier, especially if it's long distance, for us to go to them. And so I'm like, okay, show me a good time. Show me what
I guess
you can do.
I've been burned, and so maybe I have that. I had a situation where the situation was such a disaster. My whole spirit was shook. And this is someone I had been talking to for a minute. It was our first time like going in person. I was so shook. I ended up flying back early because I was so offended by the whole situation. And it was so draining to have to, I already dealt with the horrible date and your horrible experience. And now I got to fly back. It's just, I don't know, for me, traveling is a lot.
That
So the
happened
very
one
first
time
one,
though.
the very first one. Yeah, and I've had
So
other times where it ended up being fine, but I'm simply saying on the first one, that to me, I'm at a place right now where my time is my most valuable thing. So if
I,
I have to, you know, uproot everything for a weekend, that's a lot.
is it different if we both, let's say me and you, we've been talking for some months, safety, everything's involved. So like, we vetted each other, checked backgrounds, all is good. Are you more comfortable if we met at a different place that neither one of us knew, or do you legitimately want someone to come to where you're at?
No, it's not. And I'm saying this as an ideal. Obviously, I'm not going to turn somebody down for this reason. I'm saying it is a lot to travel. So this is a work trip, right? I'm coming here on a work trip. My next month travel is a work trip. I made sure that I charged enough to make it make sense for me. Having to get up, and especially as being a mom, I have to make sure my children are taken care of. I'm getting
Mm-hmm.
up at the crack of dawn to catch a flight so that when you get there, you're not getting there at some like weird time of day. So you're spending an entire day of traveling. I had a layover, so I got up at 5 a.m., made sure I got to the airport 2 hours early. You're sitting in an airport for 2 hours. Then you have your actual flight. Then you have your layover. Then you get there. You're gross. You're disgusting from your travel. You just want to come and shower and, you know, and eat. And then
Yeah.
your whole day is gone. So that person got to just go about their day. So I was saying, in an ideal situation, it would be nice if I don't even know that I like the guy like that, meaning in person. It would be nice if you're asking my preference. Am I going to say I'm going to dismiss Prince Charming because I had to go to a city? No. And I have gone and I have had, you know, pleasurable times. But I'm simply saying it
This
would
is
be
first
nice.
world problems.
Right. I saw that. I'm just saying it would be nice if I don't even know that I like you, that inconvenience. I almost would rather pay for it and have him be inconvenienced to travel. But maybe I just hate flying. Not the flying, it's the like all day
I
of
think it
traveling.
definitely depends on the person, because I will say, like, I'm a mom as well, and I get that, like, you know, having to plan for kids. But for me, my schedule is a little bit more flexible because of my co-parenting situation. I get 2 weeks out the month to be completely kid free and single. So it's like I have the time and I'm not inconvenienced. If it works out and I'm available and I can fly out, I'm gonna be like, yep, will not mind meeting you wherever you have planned. Like, I just feel like sometimes it's good to get out of our comfort zone, especially as moms, because again, I feel like dating as a single mom, you have to be able to show a man that you can honestly balance both and be able to make time for both a relationship and being a parent. So I
But we're
don't
talking about
know.
the
I
first.
just,
We're talking about the first. That's what has to be made very, 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 very clear.
I
The first.
agree, but I feel like I'm not giving every man a first date either. So I feel like there has to be something about him and the conversation that we've had that's made me even want to go on a first date. So yeah, even on a first date, I would consider it with the right person. And I have done this.
Yeah, I think if your goal is to be courted, like if you want to be courted, I think it makes a lot more sense for a woman to go where that man is in his element. Because if a man wants to truly court you, that means he wants to like plan things, and he's much better at doing that in his own element. So I'm pretty sure.
I agree with you from a.
I had a great first date experience when I got flued out too. Let me just say.
Where did you get flued out to?
It was actually a 2-part trip. So
okay,
I will not give any locations because people be in my business.
Got you.
But yeah, it was actually a 2-part thing. And honestly, I wouldn't say that it's something you do in every situation. Honestly, it's not. It's not like every guy, let's get flued out. No, I really think it's guy specific. But in this situation, it worked out. And I was glad I did it. It was something different. We talked for a while. So I'm like, okay, let's see what it's about. First date, it was incredible. Honestly, most incredible thing I've done. And it was fun. Like, I don't know. I just feel like sometimes we put so many restrictions. And church women, I'm going to stay on y'all because we be the worst. And it's just too much sometimes. Like, I feel like for as cautious as we are, we do need to loosen up just a little bit. And I feel like, there's a lot of potentials out there that we're probably overlooking unnecessarily. So I'm not saying every first date, but I do feel like we should be a little bit more open sometimes. But you best believe my location, I had an escape plan. My friends were definitely alerted should I need a rescue plan. Like, I don't play about that. I'm very serious. So
is that bad that my safety is like the least thing I was worried about? Like, I don't feel like I'm in physical danger.
Really?
Yes.
I'm
concerned she's more worried about wasting time.
Yes, literally. Like, I should be scared about fear. When I was pissed off at that one that went bad, it was 1 a.m. and I was walking out by myself on a street. I was so annoyed. I went and got an Uber, like, in the dark.
What
I was like,
did he do?
Oh my God.
That sounds treacherous.
And in that moment, I was like, I don't want my peace disturbed. I don't want to be
around someone.
You
had to leave the whole city. You couldn't even explore the city for a few days.
Oh, I was done. I was done.
Did you overreact, or was it
about my safety? Because I cannot. Okay. It's got to be safety first. But 1 o'clock in the morning?
Oh, I was. I guess for me, it's like my peace has become. I have been through some things. So for me, if you take me out of my peace, there's no going back to that. And I don't mean, a disagreement. I'm saying you are not in any way trying to fix the situation, because you could have a misunderstanding and you could recover from that. But I could tell a lot about a person by how they don't recover. And I will say this, I have had people, know how to treat me when it comes to even just business. I had someone fly me out for business, and the level of effort that they put in was astounding. I'm talking about, getting my input on the hotel, how close it was to, the venue that I had to go to, making sure there was a car already there at the venue, had the keys in the room. There was a gift bag in the room because they said, I know what what you mostly have to do without when you're in a hotel. Here's this. I mean, when I say every detail was taken care of, they checked in before I got there. They picked me up at the airport. When I tell you I touched down, there was nothing I had to do. And I was like, wow. That was the time that it made it a little bit easier, because normally you're schlepping around, you're trying to get your bags, you're trying to flag down your Uber,